Hello there, officers. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Just sneaking on through. Nope. Yep. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. You know. Whew. Jeez. I'm starting to think that those guys aren't very qualified. Hello, and welcome back to episode 5 on the Amelix SMP. We've got an action-packed day ahead of us, and to start things off, we are here in the map area out in the end, and that's because, I figure minimalist branding is very popular these days. So we should probably hop on the trend, right? And get ourselves some nice minimalist, very obviously aesthetically pleasing branding. And this idea was inspired by Daniel, who every build he makes on the server, he puts a little creeper painting down. So I figured, we want to have our own little signature. And just to show what other maps we have going on real quick, I think both of these are Ray, and we've just got the little unrendered texture map, and he did a little prank with that a little while back. And then this was going to be his Discord profile picture, but he has since changed it, so I don't think that this is ever going to get finished. And this area is actually super close to the main end island. If we fly over this way, you can start to see it. Yeah, right here. There's the main storage. So we're super close by there, which is nice and convenient. And I've already got my sort of frames, my scaffolding laid out. We're going to be doing this on a black background, and I think it's pretty obvious that this is going to be an excellent thing to do a time lapse of. Got all my materials, and with that, let's get going. Before we head over to our next real project of the day, I was going around and just putting, our little calling card onto the farms that I had built. And unfortunately, I had discovered that the piglin bartering was broken yet again. Now, I fixed this off camera, but I'm going to show a couple of screenshots here. And as you can see, those issues are not exactly something that I can really do anything about, which is pretty troubling. I did manage to get it all fixed up. All it took was breaking and replacing those redstone components to get them to update correctly. But that is rather troublesome. And I'm not sure what that actually means, what the cause was, or how to avoid it. So hopefully that's not going to be too much of a recurring issue, and it was just a one-off, weird set of circumstances that caused it. But yeah, that worries me a little bit. For the last thing on our agenda today, we're going to be building the turtle farm. Now, I've made some pretty significant changes to it, but we're not going to spend too much time looking at it. For that reason, I'm just going to cut to when we're done, and then I'm going to go over the changes I've made because I've made a lot of upgrades. See you in a minute. And we're back. And the sea turtle farm is completed. Now, I've made a significant number of changes to this farm from our prototype that we talked about last week. So I'm just going to go over those real quick here because, I think a 20-minute episode is probably enough to talk about a turtle farm. But this has been extremely optimized and sort of perfected, if I do say so myself. So the first thing we've done here is I changed the killing of the adult sea turtles from suffocation to lava. Now, you can see here there's soul sand on both of these. This is because the baby sea turtles are so short that the hitbox of the lava won't actually hit them when they're standing on soul sand. So this means that the babies can never get burned, but the adults will always get burned. And since they're on soul sand, I have just a line of hoppers, a double line of hoppers on each side, picking up all the scutes, and the scutes will actually get picked up before they can be burned by the lava, which is an added bonus here. Next, as you can see, it's a lot bigger. I took it from 16 blocks all the way up to 32 blocks long, and I added a whole second row here. Now, in addition to that, I moved the storage and the seagrass reclamation over to the same side as the rest of my logic up here. And that allowed me to make the water pipeline stream here much more compact instead of needing to loop it all the way back around. So next, let's go up top here. And you can see that it's a much taller design as well. And the reasoning for that is I want the baby sea turtles to move as little as possible once they fall down this pit. So seagrass, okay, and turtles get lured from up to 15 blocks away. All right, they can detect the seagrass in my hand. So by having this drop, the baby sea turtles, when they fall down here, are actually unable to detect the seagrass that I'm holding. And this means that they pretty much just sit still on that soul sand down there, and they don't move. And this, again, helps prevent anything from going wrong, them glitching out of walls, anything like that. And then finally, I have added a little seagrass farm up here, and it connects straight into our dropper elevator that we talked about last week. And yeah, so overall, everything is just compacted. I moved everything over to this side so that when you're riding the minecart and clicking, you don't have to ever stop holding down right click. And like you can see on this side, we're actually coming down the middle here, so you don't have to turn around. And I think that about covers it. This is kind of like my perfected design, right? So if you're going to build this in your world, then I would highly recommend you base it on this rather than the video I made last week. Although it is very similar, this one is going to perform a ton better. It's going to be a lot faster, it's going to be a lot closer to being totally lossless, and it's going to just overall give you an easier time running the farm. Oh, and of course we've got the absolute most important part of this entire thing. With that, I think we're going to call it a day, and sorry about releasing this kind of late and, well, a whole day late and then kind of late in the evening. I just got busy yesterday and kind of fell behind, and then this video ended up taking a lot longer to edit than I was expecting. So, yeah, sorry about that, but thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.